to me is that if the other person do not take responsibility for the wrongdoing or whatever, the apology, and then they just, maybe they choose point one, expressing regret, and then they're like, oh, sorry,
And then full stop.
And full stop. Then to me, it will be like, oh, so now it's my fault. Like, because you didn't take the responsibility, so now it's my fault. Like, so I'm like, are you
Triggered.
indirectly? Yeah. I'm so triggered. I'm like, are you indirectly accusing me of like being
So you
at
throw
fault?
it, they are just taking the tennis racket of the responsibility, like, pew, back to you.
Yeah. Welcome to So Like. I like, you like.
So light.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. We are back. Episode 26.
2, 6.
Yes. We both have 2 and 6.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. And this is your host, Kelyn.
And Noel here. Hello.
Hello.
So today, what are you going to talk about?
Since we are on the train of sorry.
Yes.
Last
week was guilty, right?
Yeah.
And then?
So this week we are really, really sorry. So we will go on the train of the 5 different languages of apology.
Oh, apology accepted.
And
because you're giving me 5 already. Okay, accepted.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm very easy lah. I just say 5 apology. I never sorry.
Because as a summary, in conclusion, then okay lah.
Okay. Oh, it's so easy to get through to Noel. So if you guys know anything about like the 5 love languages,
Yes.
So the author came out with the 5 languages of apology.
Actually, yeah, it's true. It makes sense because
it
I
makes
guess
sense.
everybody is the same as love languages, right? Everybody have their way of receiving apology and giving apologies, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So today we're going to talk about it because we are so sorry. Last week we are still very guilty and remorseful and apologetic.
And repentful. Like some of the words that will happen in this episode are remorseful, repentive.
Yes. And then
okay.
Okay, never mind. Let's not spoil the surprise.
Like what surprise? We're gonna get into it right now.
At least you don't have 5 ma. Slowly, slowly give it to them. 5.
Okay, that is so our era lah. Nowadays there's no this song already. Now it's another song. Okay, so like we express our regret and remorsefulness last week.
Okay.
Shall we start with the first point, which is expressing regret? Ding ding. I learning from the master here, you see.
Yeah, can link, everything
Link
from the
whatever
previous.
words,
Yes.
whatever words we use, and just
Good job.
without, okay.
You have
Feel so-
expressed it very well.
Maybe we can do 5 languages of praise or compliments.
Can.
I don't know.
Next episode. Actually, we can come up with that.
Yeah, we can go with that. Yeah.
Yes. Good idea. Okay.
So it's like a mind map down from 5 languages of love, 5 love languages. Then one of it is
apology. Now
words
is
of
apology.
praise. Words of
yes.
Yeah. Then words of praise. Then in the words of praise, you have 5 different.
Yes.
Yeah. But okay, today is apology.
Yes. And apology accepted again. Okay. So expressing regret. So I would, for me, when I read it, I would, I'll base it on like let's just say you did something wrong, okay? So did something wrong to a person. So the person's preferred language is for you to express your regret, right? So I would assume that he or she may want you to hey, I'm really very sorry about it. So if there's anything I can help to make it better, yeah, instead of sorry lah,
Yeah. Like,
then give you the those when you go
yeah,
market,
like,
right, then the auntie just elbow you, right, then
yeah. I'm sorry
auntie
lah. Who tell you stand
painful,
there?
the auntie
Yeah, yeah,
not even
yeah.
a sorry.
Oh no, some of them don't even look at you. You're like, oh, like your reaction so big, right? They like they don't even
Aish.
turn around. They're
Yeah.
like some like in a way you are the problem. You are the fault. You are the one at fault, not her. You know? Yeah.
And I would think expressing regret would be at least the basic, like the basic in any situation that calls for it. To I guess is also courtesy to be at least you show that you're guilty, to show that you have a sense of regret towards
Guilty.
that. Yes. Yeah.
I'm
So at least to
guilty.
as compared to just brushing it off and
Mm.
just walking away. Yeah. So I guess the least you could do is to express it. At least just come out with a I'm sorry. Right? Instead
Yeah,
of sorry lor.
and genuinely mean it. I think that's the important point here.
Yes,
To
correct.
genuinely mean it, like even though it's just a passerby,
Mm.
like for example, sometimes you might accidentally step on another person's shoe on the train or even while you're walking,
Yes.
or the person might trip over you or something.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to be genuine, like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, you don't have to be like begging on the floor, like, sorry. Like,
Kowtow to them.
yeah, you don't need to, but it's more of like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm sorry I stepped on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. Like, sometimes people just need that mutual
Correct.
respect,
Yes.
right?
Correct. Yes. Respect.
I've seen and experienced a lot of like
Yeah. In our
who tell you
local terms,
stand there,
Kwa see me. Because you're the one who, yeah. So
yeah,
so
like
Kwa see me
suddenly
actually.
you from victim you become the perpetrator.
Yes. So Kwa
Yeah,
see me means what are you looking at?
yeah,
Yeah. There's
and what a
this
fight.
dialect that some people tend to use more often. Like what are you looking at?
Yeah,
So instead
like
of saying sorry
gangster
to
reaction.
you, they will ask you what are you looking at? Why you staring at me for kicking you?
And then the second sentence will be like, go we go out and fight Like it will be like a challenge really, like
Yeah.
the kind of thing.
So that's not expressing regret.
Or
That's
sometimes when you are driving,
mm,
like sometimes if you accidentally cut a person's lane and you shock the person, it's very visible, right? The driver in the one
but
behind
how
you.
to say sorry?
Sometimes I see like certain drivers, they will do this. They will like, hey, sorry, like
I know, but
so
sometimes
that
certain
you can
angle is
see
very
from the
difficult to see the
yeah
car. Yeah.
yeah.
Especially
But
some who like to do the dim glass, the tinted glass. So there are
oh
people who do that. Or sometimes, they will
oh
put the sunscreen.
yeah, the
Yeah, use
sun.
sunscreen. So
Yeah,
even
because
if you're like
Singapore sun is
sorry,
crazy.
then yeah, might not be
Or
able to
they will
see.
roll down the windows and they will do this.
Some
Sometimes I see
people
that.
who
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
that's
those who
true.
are really very genuine, like, hey, sorry,
Sincere. Yes.
and they will really roll down the windows and tell you, I'm sorry. Or like maybe they'll roll down the windows and they like
Do a signal.
do a signal like sorry,
Yeah.
or like
Yes.
sometimes if people want to let you pass, they will like signal like go go go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I find we need a lot more courtesy in this current world context, and sometimes just a genuine sorry can make a person's day.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
really show that you are you regret
Regretful.
your action. Yeah. You regretted your action.
And we are regretful.
Yes.
Still are.
Yes.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, what is number 2? Accepting responsibility. Okay, this one. Yeah. I
This
guess
is a
it's
very big one for me.
yes.
Yeah,
So okay, you
it's
can share first.
huge.
You can share first.
I I don't know how to explain, but like sometimes when I'm in a quarrel with my husband or my brother,
Yeah.
it might be the nicest of me lah that I will tend to be, hey, I'm sorry, but actually it's not entirely my fault. Like you should say sorry too, you know, kind of thing. Like
You
you have
see,
that.
this links back to the being guilty for the sake of the
Yes,
situation.
yes. So please
Yes.
go and listen to the previous
Yes,
episode
it's
about
linked. All our
yes,
episodes
yeah.
are always interlinked.
Yeah. And there's always a part 2, part 3, part 4,
And that
whatever.
is the beauty of our podcast.
Yes. Because it's
Everything is
real
linked
life
to each other.
situation. Yeah.
Yes.
So to me is that if the other person do not take responsibility for the wrongdoing or whatever, the apology, and then they just, you know, maybe they choose point 1, expressing regret, and then they're like, oh, sorry, oh.
And then
Like,
full stop.
and full stop. Then to me, it will be like, oh, so now it's my fault. Like, because you didn't take the responsibility, so now it's my fault. Like, so I'm like, are you
Triggered.
indirectly? Yeah. I'm so triggered. I'm like, are you indirectly accusing me of like being
So you
at
throw
fault?
it, they are just taking the tennis racket of the responsibility, like, pew, back to you.
Yeah. So like to me, like now I have to decide whether I should take all the responsibility of the whole situation or should I push it back to you?
Okay.
And usually I don't. And usually
Uh-huh.
I will take the full responsibility. So sometimes it could be just like, you know, I said something that triggered like my husband or what.
Okay.
And then I'm like, I'm sorry, but you
Okay.
started it. You started it.
Okay.
You provoked me. Therefore, I
Okay.
started. Okay, so this is a very common scenario I talked about last time also. So
Okay.
basically, there is that. Are you gonna take responsibility and say sorry as well?
But
Like,
how,
sorry, I
like,
shouldn't have
what
done that.
kind of responsibilities would you, in your terms, is considered taking and accepting responsibility?
Like to acknowledge that he's also at fault.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then any other, like, I mean, further than that, I would say
Like
that would be, in a way, also, it's also linked to expressing regret.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think of course you have to be genuine. I mean if you're like
Yeah.
just like so ingenuine about your sorry then you might as well don't say, right? But the main focus for me it cannot end at the sorry.
Okay.
It cannot end at sorry. That's it.
Okay.
Like then we go another topic. It has to end with you saying, okay, this is my fault.
Okay.
I shouldn't have done this,
Mm.
therefore triggering you and make you angry.
Okay.
And I take full responsibility for it. Like there is no excuses. There's no like but. You know, like I'm sorry, but you deserve it. Like I'm sorry, but you are being you know. So
So that's
you
not
know,
really sincere,
yeah.
right?
Like sometimes there's that apology that always ends with a but. It's
Yes.
not really an apology.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, because
So
you're
what?
pushing the ball back to the other person, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
So I
to
think
me
just
that
now I was thinking of the example is that, let's just put it at a very um basic context, like just washing clothes. Let's just say
okay.
someone is washing the whites today, and then you didn't
Okay.
know, you pause the machine and then you just dump in like a black pair of jeans.
Oh,
And to
okay.
make things worse, that jeans is brand new. So the black dye is going to go all over the whites.
Oh dear.
So
That
instead of,
happens a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess accepting responsibility will be, instead of who the who the
What?
toot who the toot damaged my designer white blouse. Then I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah. It
I don't know
doesn't
who
have to
did
be
it. But
designer,
instead
right?
of
Like
that, I mean, of course,
sometimes some synthetic
any,
one. Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, just to make it more hype, like
Yeah.
I guess
More
instead of, oh, I
valuable.
don't know who did it, but at least you step up to own up lah. I,
Own
I
it.
guess
Yeah.
I guess the basis of it is to own up, to really accept the responsibility of your mistake, and then apologize because of it.
Yeah, and then
Right.
later when we move on to the other languages, then we can talk about like what do you need this person to do,
Yes.
right? As compared to just owning up. So for me, you own up, done. Done deal for me. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we can move on to number 3, which is genuinely repenting.
Wow. Okay, I think this one I would say is like the heaviest
Yeah.
because it's really taking action. Like
Yeah.
not just saying you're sorry, but you also need to really take charge of it and to really react to it because you're going to do an action, right?
Yeah, so it adds on another layer, which
Yeah.
is there is an
So not that we are
action,
piling up like the
the
you put the buns
genuine.
first and
The,
then you put the beef patty, then you put the cheese,
okay,
then the beef
yeah,
patty and then yeah.
we can never get away
Then,
from food lah. This is the problem. Or like sashimi platter, like you need the 3 different fishes and then 2
yes.
seafood,
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah, then you just
Yeah.
pound it and pound it and pound it.
Yeah. Or maybe you need the ice first, then you need the leaf, then after the leaf you need the, you know what? Yeah. Then you
Yeah,
put the
but I mean
fish.
it's the same as how love language works. Some people just only have 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
Some people have 5 out of 5. Right. So I guess apology will be a mixture. Like maybe like what you said just now.
So those
Just be
with 5
responsible
out of
for it.
5, we just give them rojak ah. I make her want to eat rojak now. We shall order next time.
Yes.
Which rojak we thinking of? The Chinese one or
I'm
the
already
Indian?
drifting away.
I want to take my phone and order GrabFood now.
Both I like.
Oh, both you like?
Yes.
Super
You?
rojak.
How
Yeah,
about
both
you?
I like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
both I
see?
like. So those who need 5, we really need to give them rojak. Buffet platter. You know?
Then you can
Please choose
order
your
all the
poison
different.
today. Or choose however. Like multiple choice, but choose however you need. However many you need. It's a
So
tick box.
literally multiple choice then.
Yes, multiple choice plus you can choose
Yeah, lah, so
from 0
multiple
to 5.
choice.
Okay, multiple choice. Okay. So back to the genuinely
Okay, yes.
repenting
Sorry.
meaning.
As usual, went from the cheeseburger. We went to rojak. Yes. Okay.
Rojak.
So genuinely repenting. Okay. So that means to really to look
There's
at it in the
always a next
situation as to
time.
what are you going to do about it? How are you going to deal with it? How are you going to? I wouldn't say is to appease the person, but it's more as to I would see it in a way that how are you going to resolve this?
Or
Yeah,
how you
by
gonna make it so
repenting.
that it doesn't happen again?
Yes, there's no
Yeah.
recurrence.
Yeah,
Correct.
there's no
And
recurrence.
then
Or if there is a highly chance that it will reoccur in the future, how can you lighten the blow or like make it less hurtful?
damaging.
Yeah, to the person. So like sometimes there are certain things in our life we cannot control. For example,
Yeah.
you tell me you're rushing back from work to have dinner with your family and you're always late, like for example because
Yeah.
of the traffic or because of the bus or MRT frequency, right? Sometimes it really is out of your control, but I mean you are sorry, you are genuinely sorry. I say next time I'll make sure I maybe leave work earlier so that I can catch the bus on time, and it might not happen next time. I'm trying to make sure I be back home on time so that
And to take
everybody
note of it, lah. I think that's very
to take note
important
of
as
it
well.
and not to be
Yes.
so sloppy in a sense, like this.
Complacent also because
Yeah,
I have said sorry. Then
yeah,
what's the
then
diff?
that's it already, right? Yeah, so
Correct.
like the people who need this type of genuinely repenting kind of actions, they need to see that you are doing something to make it a different scenario next time.
Correct.
Yeah,
What
or
can be changed?
totally. Yeah, what can
Yes.
be changed or totally don't do it anymore,
How can you
right?
improve? Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
I think some sort of I do need a little bit of that sometimes on certain situations.
Okay.
And when I don't receive it, I find that the person don't care about the relationship
True.
as
Because
much.
if you don't want to put in the effort, then it just shows that you're not looking into resolving this issue. And
Yeah.
maybe you don't even see it as the issue to
Yeah,
begin with.
or to me it will be, so this relationship is not as important to you as it is to
As
me.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
correct.
then I shall how do I say, cut my expectation of how this rojak will turn out to be. Maybe I wanted a $5 rojak, but you bought $3, so I have to like I have to cut my expectation that maybe there will be certain things that will be missing. Like, usually $5 you have the extra
The 油条,
cuttlefish, the
cuttlefish,
extra
tau
add-on,
po,
the
yes.
tau po and stuff.
Normally
So
I will add 油条 lah.
it's so add of us to go back into food again. But I mean, that's the general feeling of
Yes.
relationship. Sometimes we just need to be able to be aware that
Yes.
not everybody take every relationship with you on the same level.
Uh,
And it's okay because different people have different priorities and they go through
Correct.
different phases in life.
Yes.
It's a bit difficult to hold the expectation for everyone to be on the same level, like level 100, right?
Correct. Correct.
So you tail down your expectation, it makes the life easier for you
Yeah.
as the person receiving the apology
Yes.
and the other person. So the other person don't feel like so stressed. If this happens again, I'm so stressed. I don't know how to say sorry to you. And then you will feel that my sorry is not genuine because it happened exactly the same thing
Yes.
again.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess another example that I can think of, but disclaimer, I'm very good during secondary school one. It's true,
I
it's
don't
true.
know.
It's true, it's true. But okay, I was just thinking like for repenting, right? Maybe let's just say you have a curfew of 10 p.m. Then but because you are hanging out with your friends, you want to have fun with them,
I know,
and then
right?
you
Those were the days with curfew.
yeah.
So tiring.
So maybe you just start to push the limits, like you reach home at 10:10, then become 10:30, 11, that kind of thing. So then of course your parents are gonna be upset, right? So what's the point of giving you a curfew? So I would think of it as maybe as a apology. You can repent by taking note of the time. Like you just instead of pushing the limits and then trying your luck with your parents, maybe you can take note of the time, like okay, 10 o'clock means 10 o'clock. By 9:30 I should be able to take a
Yeah,
bus
you should
home, and then
already leave
yes,
the so-called the
the
venue.
venue, yes, correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that would be, if let's just say your parents have that kind of language as their apology, so maybe you can consider that as a form of repentance.
Yeah, I think
Genuinely repenting. Yes.
sometimes parents might not be able to tell us that as well. Like,
Yes, correct.
yeah, they are so angry, so they will like go into your room and think about what you've done. You can't think.
Correct.
So
To identify that actually they require that kind of
that follow-up
that kind of
action.
change, follow up action, that change in you for the good. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If not, you're grounded. I mean, that's the worst that they could do.
But thankfully I don't need to.
Yeah, me too, me too. Like, it was a very weird period of time. Like, I have a curfew of 10 o'clock, 10 p.m.
Yes. Yes.
But if I'm working, so I do like part-time jobs.
Okay.
And it ends late. It ends at 11.
Oh, then a bit difficult. Because you're
Yeah,
working, then
and
how to
yeah, so I can't be home by 10, definitely
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
And the bus takes about 45 minutes to
Wow, so long.
to reach home.
Uh-huh.
So, but it's a direct bus, directly
Okay.
from the workplace to my house.
Yeah.
Right in front of my house, right?
Okay.
And I reach home at what, 12:15, 12:30. And
Okay.
that's fine as
Because you're
compared
working.
to
Yeah. Because you're
yeah.
working.
So there
It's a
were
different thing. Yeah.
so sometimes when I push the limit of 10:30 and stuff, yeah, my parents will require me to repent.
Go to your room and reflect on what you have done.
Not really in this sense, but more of like next time don't let you go out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you'll be
That's
like,
true.
oh, I got a work shift tomorrow.
Ha ha
But I still have to
ha.
go out, right?
So
Yeah.
sneaky.
We were not so naughty lah back then, I think. I could think of more ways to run away from curfew
I think I
if I wanted
probably,
to.
now that I think of it, maybe, I don't know, maybe a few times that I tried to test the limit. But yeah, not nothing too drastic. And
Yeah,
that
you wouldn't
requires that
dare.
kind of like repentance. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't dare.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Okay.
moving on.
What's the next one?
Hmm.
Making restitution. Oh,
Yeah, this one I
compensation.
need you to say the word because it's a
Restitution.
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 I keep saying restitution.
Restitu-
Reinstitution.
Because you want to be restricted, is it? You restitution.
Oh, re,
Because link back to
restitution.
the repentance, so because of the restricted curfew.
Yeah, I know, right? So like there's that part where my mouth like restitution, like rest. Yeah, so need to switch a bit, my tongue a bit tight. So
It's okay. Yeah,
so
okay. So
what is
making
that about?
compensation. So I can
补偿.
yeah. Yeah, so in Chinese is 补偿 compensation. Coming from an English speaking family is 补偿.
Hey. It become another word in Chinese already.
补偿. Okay, jokes aside. So the compensation of making this joke is okay, Roger.
Yeah, so
Now
I'm
my turn.
sorry, Noel. Roger. What do you want, Roger? Hokkien mee? What else? Chili crab?
Satay, chicken wing, crab,
Stingray.
stingray, sotong, sambal prawns, and then
Pad
we can have some fried rice also. I don't mind hor fun, and then okay, the list goes on. We're gonna order the whole of zi cha, the whole coffee shop.
as compensation. Restitution. Wow,
Restitution.
this is gonna be a word in my dreams tonight. Restitution. 补偿.
So,
But it doesn't have to be
I
food.
guess it happens. Yes, of course. So I guess it's like it's very common, especially in our local context. Our local the Chinese drama, they tend to show scenes like maybe this boy his parents are very rich because let's just say his dad is like a businessman, and then his mom is busy helping the dad, so they are always not at home. So whenever they make family plans for like a holiday trip, but then they will have to cancel it. So in terms of making restitution for the compensation, will be okay. Like boy, don't be angry. Okay, daddy, mommy have to work because of this
Here's
last
a
minute
Lego set.
important meeting. So like what you see, here's the Lego set. This is the latest edition, the latest
This is
limited
the what
limited
Nerf
edition.
gun or whatever that the son likes.
Don't need Nerf gun. I think nowadays, we use it in this year's now the context. Here is the latest MacBook.
They don't really want.
No,
that
like a
common, yeah.
compensation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Here's the latest whatever high tier PC, the whole thing set up, kind
correct.
of thing.
or like what just now I was teasing Kelyn. I said, okay, put it in a spouse context. Let's just say your husband is very busy. Okay, but then for that special day, he decided to bring you out for a nice dinner. But because again of his work, so he had to cancel the date night, or
And
let's just
then?
say the anniversary. And then in order to make you happy, you're like, oh, I'm very sorry about it. So, because I'm very busy, so I have to cancel our date night. So I tell you what, tomorrow is the weekend. Let's go and buy you a new diamond ring, okay?
Can you please introduce me to this person? Like I'll be very interested to know him. Like,
I buy
don't
you
need
the
to get
latest
married also
Rolex,
can.
okay?
Don't need to get married also can. I just need to sell the ring. Like
Yeah,
purposely
so
create drama so that I
yeah,
can get the ring.
it's to make so
Or Rolex
basically you will want
to
the
make up
person
for the
to
person.
correct
Yeah.
in normally in the form of monetary sense, yeah, in terms
It doesn't have
of
to. Yeah.
but normally it's usually in terms of making up in
Oh,
terms
the
of
conversation.
monetary, correct, compensation, yeah, like
Yeah, I
to
find.
show that you're sincere about it. So if that person's apology language is by showing your sincerity, is to make compensation. I
I
mean, nothing
find.
wrong to each his
Yeah,
own.
to
Yeah, correct.
compensate. Like there is other things that you can compensate. Like for me, my this is just my thoughts. It might not
Yeah,
be in the actual love
yeah.
language thing. Is that instead of going for the dinner tonight, like I can't make it, to compensate you, let's have a better dinner, or like we can go to somewhere.
Or let's change to a short trip instead of just dinner.
Yes, so it can be it doesn't have to like involve monetary wise, or
Uh,
it can be more of like, so
companionship.
instead of going out, maybe we have a night for ourselves, and we send the kids to a babysitter or something like that.
Quality time lah.
More quality time, or maybe since we are talking about the languages of apology, if you know your partner's love language, or your friends or family members' love language, you can use that as a way to compensate, because that will really speak to the person's way of receiving like
Correct.
love, that
Yes.
you care. And
Yes.
it's not just nah, I buy project, like
Sorry,
like I've
okay.
really
I bought you your favorite mee siam. Yeah.
like I bought you your favorite mee siam, like from this particular store,
Yes.
as compared to I just go somewhere or anywhere to buy any mee siam. Yeah, so it's
Correct.
more like catered to that person.
Yes.
It's more.
That is really
Yeah.
making a meaningful compensation.
Yes, and the person receiving it will definitely feel it. And if
Yeah.
this is their apology language, it will really make them feel that you
Oppa,
care.
this is my favorite brand of gochujang. Suddenly, I just think of
Yeah,
this Korean drama.
yeah, I know, like the over exaggerating, but sometimes it happens in our mind. That it just we don't act it out, right? Like
I
we are
just
not so.
acted out for you all.
Yeah, so if you need, you just um, cut out this clip, and this is how I feel inside now. Send.
This is my favorite tteokbokki. You buy
Oh
from
yeah, yeah,
some street
yeah.
somewhere.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Like for me, right, there are certain foods that only that few restaurant does it
Yes,
properly.
definitely as a foodie.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's a no-brainer. Like if
Uh,
I've told you before that this place that like certain place don't do so well, please don't buy that as a
as a
compensation.
compensation.
I will really flip the table. I will flip the table plus whatever you buy on it. And you're like, what compensation? This is the most worst ever. Okay. Oh well.
Okay, moving
We
on.
back
Oh,
to back
we're
to
at the last one
apology.
already.
Yeah.
Okay, so last one will be requesting for forgiveness. So I guess,
Please
yeah.
forgive
I
me.
forgive you for knocking the microphone and causing some noise in my ear.
Sorry.
I forgive you for doing that.
I forgive myself. Because I will be doing the editing.
Yeah, so
I will
basically,
try to make sure that it doesn't happen in the audio.
I will forgive you again.
Then I
Yes.
will need to seek for our audience forgiveness.
Yes.
See, now I'm very gentle. Because
Yes.
I'm repentful.
And you're accepting responsibility for doing that.
Yes. Okay, so
Apology
requesting
accepted,
forgiveness.
accepted.
Okay, so requesting forgiveness
Yeah. Is
as is just
as per really self-explanatory. So
yeah.
so so to put it in a very direct form, which is what Kelyn did just now.
So the person really need to hear the
Yes.
words. I
Really
hope
and also
you will
sincerely,
forgive
of
me.
course.
Yes, yeah,
Yes. Like
yeah.
instead of just going, forgive me lah.
Ah,
You
yeah,
know,
I was about to say that.
forgive
I
me
was about to
lah.
say that.
I know I'm wrong, but
Or like,
forgive me lah.
in certain dramas or those
Yes.
teenage love, puppy love
Yes.
kind of thing.
Okay.
Like the girl goes to the guy, then like poke his shoulder or his hand and
Okay.
like, forgive me lah. Like the very like,
Opa sarang heyo.
yeah, forgive me lah. That kind of thing. Then yeah. So I find some people they really need to hear that
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so
because
too.
it gives the person who is receiving the apology the control.
That might be words of assurance as well. Now
Yeah, it
that I think
could
of
be.
it, it
Yeah,
can be
yeah.
linked to it
It's
because you
all
need to
linked
hear.
lah,
You need to
basically.
hear the word, like, would you
Yes.
forgive me, to the person.
Yes.
Then the person will actually feel that, oh, you are really apologizing to me. You are
Mm.
apologizing to me. So yeah, I will forgive you. Yeah, maybe they
And
just
there's that
instead of saying
person.
sorry. So that means
Yeah.
I guess there's two sides of the coin. They both mean
Mm.
the same thing, but to this particular way is instead of saying I'm sorry, the person would rather hear it as will you forgive me? Am I right saying it? I guess so.
But you still
Yeah.
need to say sorry first, I guess.
I guess that would be expressing regret. I guess that would be expressing regret. Then the other side
Expressing
is
regret and then
yeah. I
yeah.
mean I see it as the two sides. That means
Yeah.
if a person is like requesting for forgiveness, maybe the first sentence they would want to hear is, "Will you forgive me for this mistake I've done?"
Or then I'm
As
sorry.
as as compared to, "I'm very sorry. I have made this mistake." Then maybe I will not do it again. Kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
maybe, but to me it's not
I
an
guess the
apology
key
if you
word
don't
is
say
the
sorry.
yeah, I guess so. But I guess the
Yeah.
key word is forgiveness. The key word is will
Yes,
you
the
forgive
forgiveness.
the
So you are
forgiving.
giving the control back to the person. Like this is my apology. What will you do with it? Like,
Yes.
will you forgive me or will you
Yes.
not forgive me?
Yes.
So then that person feel assured that yeah, they done nothing wrong. It was you who done something wrong, and then you are sorry for it.
Yes.
Yeah, and you are genuine and you are seeking forgiveness for whatever you have done. So sometimes the reply might be yes immediately. Sometimes if let's say the forgiveness is like
I mean
too
it's too
huge,
huge, it's too damaging.
too
Yeah.
damaging, then it might take them a while. So I think there's that time frame we also need to be aware of. Like certain people, like for me I think this applies to me in a little bit of sense lah. There will be that instance where my husband will say, I'm sorry, I really mean it. I will not do this again. Like, it's really my fault. And then he will expect me to forgive him that instant. Like, cool
Okay.
down and everything settled.
Okay.
Like, let's move on.
Mm.
Then he's back to his jolly self. He's back to what are we gonna do next? What are we gonna eat next? The kind of thing. But
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I have not forgiven you yet.
Okay.
What makes you
Okay.
think that I have cooled down? So
Okay.
that sometimes you need to give the person the time frame that they require, and you yourself, you should roughly be aware. For me, it's about maybe 30 minutes to an hour for me to cool down and to settle my thoughts and to accept the apology,
Yes.
process
To
it, and then
digest it. Yeah.
and to somehow put it apart, and then like which part makes sense for me and which part didn't make sense for me,
Okay.
then I can forgive you, right?
Okay.
Don't expect me to be like, you say sorry. So he will say certain things like, I say sorry already, why you still don't forgive me?
Oh, so it's like it becomes like an expectation already. You see
Yes.
that? That means
Yeah.
I have apologized, therefore I need to be forgiven.
Yeah.
There's a two-way thing, like an immediate
Yeah. Yeah.
fixated mindset of it, of
Yeah.
apology. Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe he also have the requesting forgiveness part of him that he needs, but his is instant. Like the
Okay.
moment you say, I'm sorry, will you forgive me? I forgive you. But for me, it's different. I need that time to go and process. I need the time to cool down and to settle my thoughts. And so, like, there's that caution that we want to let everyone know that not everybody thinks the same way or process things
Yes.
the same way as you. And
Of course.
therefore, give the other party some time. Or maybe if you're with this friend or this spouse for a long time, you will roughly know when is the time to cool down.
And which apology language works for them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you will have like tried and tested so many, right? Like for my mom, I think it was a very long time frame. It was usually a week.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
so she'll be
forgiveness.
angry. Yeah, doesn't matter how big or small the so-called wrongdoing was. The forgiveness usually take about a week.
Okay.
Yeah, she's still angry on the second day, but on the third, fourth day, she's processing already. So she's not angry anymore, but she's not ready to be happy with you again.
Okay.
So like, you know, different people have really different time frames.
Mm-hmm.
So like, try not to force your time frame on the other person.
Yes,
Yeah.
because your time may be different from their time. So is for you, maybe you're more positive and optimistic person. That's why to you you can just okay, it's alright. But maybe to
Yeah, I
another person
find.
is that they take it, I wouldn't say take it to heart, but at least they take it more deeply, right?
Yeah,
In
they
all
just need to
seriousness. Yeah, correct.
unwind all the, you know, the emotions and
Correct.
everything that came with it. And yeah, sometimes if you have managed your emotions well throughout your years, it might be easier for you to like go back to happy.
Yes, correct.
And even those who are very adept in managing their emotions, they also have so-called a time frame that they require. It's just we are all built differently. So
Yeah.
for some people, it might take them 5 sorries. Right? I just want to touch on this because
Yeah.
it's the same thought process as a buy-in. So for example, for some people, to make them convinced or trust the seller, they need to see the seller do certain things how many times. Okay, so for example, if I see a advertisement about camera,
Yep.
right, and I need to see the advertisement of the camera 5 different times
Okay.
at all different scenarios, then I'll be convinced that this camera is good.
Okay.
Okay, then so the same process actually governs the apology as well in the
Okay.
form of
In the
like,
same
you know,
context,
yeah, in the same context. So some people they need 5 sorries, some people they just need 1. Yeah, so be aware that maybe you need 1, but
Okay.
your other party, your friend or your spouse might need 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel a bit inadequate. Like you just say sorry once and you expect me to forgive you. You know, like
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
trying to be like difficult here, but it's just my way of operating.
Yes, correct. And your language, that is the
Yeah,
language.
yeah, your
Yes,
language and
correct.
your, so we want to talk about a bit on how you can meet the other person in the middle. Like if let's say everything is resolved, like
Yes.
apology accepted, forgiveness is done and everything, and then you and the other party, your friend, family, or your spouse, you are talking about, okay, what is going to happen next time when
Yes.
we are gonna have a need for apology. How can we meet each other in the middle,
Yes, correct. I think that's
right?
very, very important to talk about it as well, because that's why a lot of people focus on the five love languages, but actually the apology is important as well, because they're bound to be fights, they're bound to be arguments, ma. So other than showing your love, how are you going to show that you are sorry about it? You really want to change, you really want to improve things, and so on and so
Yeah.
forth. So it is important to also talk about it with whoever
Yes.
it is. Yeah.
Yes. So I find like just now when we talk about like the forgiveness, the time frame and the number of times the person say sorry,
Yep.
these are a few things that you can discuss with your partner or like whoever that the other person is that you want to improve the relationship with.
Yep.
And sometimes it may come off as like, why are you trying to like be prideful and then like, you have to do this, I'm not gonna forgive you. But it's
Because then it actually links me to another point,
which
which
is
is sorry seems to be the hardest word.
another song.
Yeah, sorry seems to be the hardest word, and it's from
Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah,
So last we
okay.
have a Blue song, then this we have a Blue song.
Yeah.
No wonder they so blue. Guilty, remorseful, apologetic. Then sorry seems to be the hardest word. So
Yeah.
sad, so sad.
Their theme is around that whole bluish.
No offense to them, but I really like them. Yeah.
I really like them too.
Yeah.
They're very genuine.
Because they are one for the money and the free ride.
Alright.
Yes. Okay, sorry. I digressed a bit. But yeah, sorry seems to be the hardest word. It's really real life. It's really factual. So
Yeah.
so that's why it links to to what you were
I
sharing just
find
now.
maybe because their songs is very relatable.
Okay, we suddenly talk about their songs. I thought we were talking about the. It's difficult to say
So
sorry, but okay, okay.
yeah, but like because their songs are very relatable, the same thing as we want to understand which of these 5 not love, which of these 5
Apology.
apology languages relates to us, that resonate
Yes.
in us, and then we can tell the other person that actually about that time I would really wish you had said or done this,
Yes.
because that's how I can forgive you, or that's
Yes.
how I can
Accept
accept your
apology.
apology.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's that you are trying to build the bridge. Yeah. And then if the other person is receptive,
Okay.
yeah, then they can also tell you, oh, in my own apology language, I just need this. Therefore, I thought you just need this, but
Okay.
actually you need more than that. Maybe you need 2
Or
or
you
3.
need that instead,
Or
not
you need
more.
another one.
It
Is it?
could be a either or. Yes.
Yeah. So for example, for my husband, very easy lah. This whole example all around 4 of us. Me is I need the accepting responsibility. and requesting forgiveness sometimes, not all the times, but certain things you really need to ask for forgiveness.
Yep.
For him, it's just, oh, I'm sorry, expressing regret, that's it. He don't need anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, so he don't need actions, he don't need any repenting, he don't need me to take responsibility. No need. It's like, okay, I'll take it at face value. Like, as long as you're genuine, you know you've done wrong, I accept. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's that difference, and if you guys can come up with a future plan, like, you know, when we talk about quarrels and stuff, it's always in the heat of the moment. There is no time for you to sit down and then like, I want 3 times sorry plus 2 times forgiveness now. Like, you ordering a menu, no? Don't it's ba 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 ba
I
ba
will
ba.
have
That's
a
like,
6-piece nugget and then the upsize fries
and
and
then
upsize Coke Zero and then I'll add on. Yes, of course I need the add on. I'll add on the
the
Mac
apple
wing.
pie, the McWings or whatever, you know. So like, you know, that is chaos, right? When there is a need for
Yes.
apology or maybe
Yes.
the aftermath, right? So there isn't that time, or you wouldn't be in the right mind to tell the person, I need this, and this, and
Yes.
how many times, and
Yes.
this is the time frame I need for you to for me to forgive you.
Mhm.
So let's future plan our our next fight, because we
And
are
to
bound.
know our apology language, basically.
Yeah, our love language, our apology language, our the way we process things. Sometimes,
They can improve the relationship. Actually,
yeah,
that's the purpose of it all.
yeah, and usually I find the conversations of all this starts around after the forgiveness, and it's very easy because it's still fresh in your mind, but you are not so heated, and
And you
the
want to make things
emotions.
right.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
make things right, and I really don't want this to repeat again.
Yes.
So I'm telling you this now. I'm preempting you that, hey, please prepare 6-piece nuggets plus McFlurry and apple pie the next time you make me angry, okay?
Yes. That will be
Yeah.
item number 4, making restitution.
Yeah, making
Compensation.
restitution. Yeah, in a sense, we are trying to use that as a way to describe to the person
Yes.
what do I need in a relationship, because we always say communication is the key, but what you communicate is also very important.
Correct.
I
And what
communicate
works with
nonsense.
this for
Yeah.
A,
Yeah.
like your method A, doesn't mean that person B can use method A.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like, for example, like, okay, we go back to food again. For example, my mother-in-law, she likes Hokkien Mee.
Okay.
Those very dry type.
Okay.
But I like Hokkien Mee, they're very soupy type.
Okay.
So whatever works for her doesn't mean that it will work for me.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and whatever type she like, or which shop she buy from or whatever,
Yes.
doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And whatever I like and the type of things I like and stuff like that, it's really very different. So to be very open also as well, to know that we all have our own preferences, we are all built differently, just like the 5 love language.
And apology language. Yes.
And the apology language is the same.
Yes.
And we just hope that everyone who, you hear this, and if you are aware, like, you can start making certain small little changes with those people who you care about.
And of course, as what we were sharing just now, the sorry seems to be the hardest word. It's true. So there are people who are very prideful, who do not want to be the first to say sorry. So this will also help, because in that situation, maybe you don't want to in a way lower yourself to apologize, to be the one to take the first step. So by knowing the other party's apology language, maybe you can use that better instead.
Yes.
Right. Because for all you know, saying sorry might not be the language that they're looking for. Comes back to the point.
Yeah. Or
Right.
sometimes you just want to understand like for me, sometimes I ask my husband, why is it so hard for you to say sorry then? You know, he's remorseful, but he
Okay.
just can't. He's like,
Bring out to say the words, I'm
you know,
sorry. Yeah.
like our parents can never say sorry to us in the Asian context.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm so, but you know, they cannot say it.
Yes.
So it's like, understanding that as well. Like, okay, like certain people they will use another language or like paise, you know, like
Correct.
like or another phrase or like I did wrong,
Yeah.
or I should have done that.
Yeah.
Like some people, my apology sounds better than sorry. Like
Or
my
taking action. Yeah.
apologies,
Correct.
it's better
Yes.
than I'm saying sorry. It's
Yes.
easier. It comes out easier.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my bad. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. So sometimes you also want to meet the person in the middle. Like, okay, maybe saying sorry really so hard. Like maybe
Yes.
they have some things that we resist. They
Yes.
feel some resistance.
Yes.
So you want to give them the 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 stairs to come off the stage.
Yes. The
The
pedestal.
opportunity to opportunity to come down from the stage, to 下台.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, to say sorry to you, and if it makes the relationship better, why not?
Yeah.
I think
Correct.
sometimes we really need to put down our expectations a little, that we don't need to 100% match the person
Yes.
that we
Correct.
are with. Yeah, sometimes there's that cognitive kind of like, oh, if you really love me or if you really are like me, then you will think this way, you will want this way, you will like, you know, we
Yeah.
will sama, you know, everything same
Yes.
same.
Yes.
It's really very hard to meet the kind of standard.
Yes. Correct.
So yeah, sometimes you just want to reduce that so-called expectation of another person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So okay, I think it's time to end our this 5 languages of apology.
Apology.
Yes.
And we hope that you guys will accept, and will you please forgive us?
We are already in the midst of repentance and already trying to record as many episodes as we can.
Yeah,
So we
and we
can
made restitutions.
yes. And then we have been expressing our regrets.
Yes, and we have been taking responsibility for our actions.
Yes. So please share with us if you have any like maybe you can tell us what is your preferred apology language, then we can touch on
that'll
that,
be
and then we
interesting.
can or maybe you have experiences with anybody that requires you to use that particular language, and you know what's the interesting part is maybe my language is different from you, so I have to switch my in order to make you sense my sincerity, I have to switch it. I have to tell myself, okay, Kelyn prefers this language instead, but I don't. So okay, I have to remember that she prefers this. So it's
Yes.
also a form of awareness that it doesn't mean that what you prefer works for that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because you feel that, oh, will you forgive me this, you can apply it on that person. Yeah. So
And I
so
also
all
want to
these
acknowledge those who are aware, like those who are doing this for others already.
yes.
Like even though
Kudos to you.
kudos to you, because it's really a very difficult thing to do when you are in the
Yes.
heat of the moment.
Yes.
And if you are able to do that,
yeah.
you know,
You're
I
very
want
rational.
yeah, I want to acknowledge, because I find there isn't much like acknowledgement going around, and sometimes the person who so-called like do the most for the other person, like, you know, we switch ourselves and stuff,
Yep.
we might feel we are taken advantage of, like why the other person's not doing it back to us, right? So know that you are totally appreciated for who you are. You
Yes.
do not have to, you know, receive the same treatment back. And if you consistently did not receive the treatment back, it could be a sign of something that you might want to look into. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys had a very nice week, and we will see you guys next week
Yes.
again.
So remember, stay
Stay
soulful
soulful
and light.
light.
Bye bye.
Bye.